محمد وعلى محمد صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وجل فرجهم. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Today's the third of Ramadan. Um, today's Naqsh. It says here, if you glance at this Naqsh, you'll get unexpected gains, and people shall honor and praise you. So, inshallah, look at this Naqsh, and people will honor and praise you, and you'll get unexpected gains. When I was a kid, that was my favorite day of the week was Thursday because I would get up and look at this Nux and go to school excited that I was going to get unexpected gains and people would honor and praise me. Um, and here I am years later looking forward to a Thursday. This is one of the many generosities of Allah. These are the tools He provided us. We'll get back to the Nux. Let's start by doing something very important. Um, please, for our deceased, to give the Fatiha. Let's send them the blessings of two Qurans on behalf of all of our marhum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad waj'al farajahum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad waj'al farajahum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad waj'al farajahum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Every praise to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the most beneficent, most merciful. O Master of the day of judgment, I seek only you. I beseech your help in everything that I do. Please keep me on the straight path, the path that is true, the path of those who have gained favors by you, not the path of those who have earned your wrath, nor those who deviated from your guided path. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful, say Allah is the singular numeral. There is nothing but Allah we need in this world. He begets not, nor begotten is He. Allah is the only OG. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Kul huwallahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful, say Allah is the singular numeral. There is nothing but Allah we need in this world. He begets not, nor begotten is He. Allah is the only OG. May Allah send blessings on Muhammad's family. May He quickly return my living Imam to me. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa jal farajum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa jal farajum. For those who didn't pick up on what was going on, that was Surah Fatiha. The first part of the that I recited was the translation to Surah Al-Hamd, which is the first chapter in the Quran, and Surah Tawheed, Surah Ikhlas was I recited those. The next three, one middle time was in Arabic. That's a tradition that we do to send blessings and gifts to our loved ones who have passed, the deceased. We say Kul Mu'mini Mu'minat, please, for our deceased, a gift to Fatiha, right? That means all Kul Mu'mini Mu'minat, right? And then another thing that we should do always is check your intention, right? Our intentions for doing things dictate the success in our the things that we do, dictate the amount of rewards that we get, dictate who gets rewarded, dictates a number of different things that we don't take into consideration sometimes when we do good deeds. So here's something that I wrote to help check my intentions. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, I'm easily distracted by the deceptions of this world. To guide me, He gave us a gift of the Immaculate 12. Even with the clear, easy path of salvation, I lie to everyone, even myself. There's no reason for me to ever do anything than to acknowledge your greatness. But even when I pray, it's a prayer of the faithless. My good deeds and acts are the worship of the aimless. So you provided me direction, Lady of Light, and Surat al-Mustaqim, the house of Bibi Fatima al-Zahra and Hazrat Ali. For the sake of their blessed house and their blessed family tree, I ask that you improve me, bless me, guide me, accept me, never reject me or any of my deeds, even though I do them arrogantly. Purify me then, me and my brethren, each and every day, one of our sins forgiven, each and every act of worship accepted, for the sake of He who you have purified and perfected. Leave none of your humble gestures, leave none of our humble gestures rejected. Give me the maximum benefit from each and every deed that can be. Nah, give me more than I expected, even though they are but small tokens of my affection to your lofty position that you stand alone in. What more can a poor man offer than in his destitute situation? You are the king, the master, the owner, the creator of all things. And then there's me, who without your generosity has nothing, is nothing except my prayers, my remembrance of you. I testify that you are one and never two, that Hazrat Ali is the path that is true, that your greatness and my love for those who you love are my intentions in everything that I do. Please answer my prayers. Make this pure intention true. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa again salawat. When we say recite salawat, when we recite Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa farjum, and to Allah send blessings on the Prophet Muhammad and the family of Prophet Muhammad, and hasten his successor, means return our living Imam to us with no hesitation. Uh, that's right. Our Imam, our Messiah, our Savior is living. It's been living, waiting for us to be ready for him, waiting for the world to be ready for his reappearance. And his job is to help us, to guide us, even in hiding. His job is to guide us. So call to him. Call to him. Establish a relationship with your Lord, with your Creator, your Master, and establish a relationship with your Messiah, with your Savior, right? With your Imam. It's important. It's your responsibility. It's his responsibility to guide you, and it's your responsibility to establish a relationship with him, right? Inshallah, we can all do that. We'll continue to do that. We'll try to do that, here, and we'll try to do that other places. So, um, these naqsh that I was talking about, right? I was talking about how these are signs of, these are generosity of Allah. See, Allah gives us, after Tuesday's program, Tuesday's podcast, Tuesday's morning show, what to call a YouTube vid. Um, we, you know, I got a text from one of my friends, right? Ali Cash Money. He said, "Hey, thank you. You gave me a cheat code, right? That was a cheat code to life. These are cheat codes to life, man. You want to be revered? See, I'll tell you why this worked for me every week, because I knew it would work, right? If you tell me, hey, Kumel, come to my house, and you don't expect me to come, I'm probably not going to pull up, dog. But if you call me and you say, hey, Kumel, come to my, and you really, I could tell you expect me to be there, I will probably break plans to come and see you, right? But um, that's just me, right? And like if you ask for a dua, you're not expecting it to get fulfilled. I mean, Allah gives, right? But when there's absolutely no way this dua is not going to get fulfilled because you grant everything I do, it's a whole different type of dua, a whole different type of faith. Let's talk about the word faith. I think that faith is weakness. Why do I think faith is weakness? Because there's certainty, and then I'll tell you who told me this. So, he's a very knowledgeable man. He was a friend of my father. He's a very uh, respected member of our Shia community. His name is Aftab Zahin. Okay, and a lot of them, I'm sure everyone who's listening knows who he is, right? Because I don't think too many people who don't know me and my community are listening to this. But if you're not, please pray for him and his family. They're a source of knowledge in my life. The first majlis I remember crying for Hazrat Abbas at was delivered by this man. And then he is a Pakistani immigrant. Grew, lived many years in the United States. Just like my father, a lot of our fathers, right? And there was me, educated in the U.S., grew up speaking English, and thinking I have a command over the English language, like maybe this man doesn't, right? So one day he was asking me, he's like, "Hey, Kamal, what have you been talking about in your al-Asr programs?" And I said, "I'm talking about faith." There's no place for faith in Islam. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's not bad, obviously, to know what faith is, right? And then explain to me what you're saying. There's no faith. It's only certainty. It's deep, right? See, what faith is, hey, I don't know if something's there, but I have faith that there's something there. Certainty is I have no doubt there's something there. So faith minimizes your belief, minimizes your certainty, and puts you as the important factor. Is I don't know if it's there. You didn't show me enough, but I'm putting faith in you. Certainty says you gave me enough to show me that there's there without a doubt. And that's Islam. You see the difference? Subtle difference, right? So people talk about faith. You have faith in me, right? You may have faith in me, but you should have certainty in your Lord. You see the difference, right? And I'm pointing this out because understand how strong our belief in the presence of our Imam, the presence of our Lord, right? Look, if you don't have certainty Allah's there, why are you fasting? right? Why take that gamble, right? Well, there may or may not be a God. Why am I fasting? Because he told me to. If I have to take, if I have to internally make effort to have faith in something, right? I have to put the final piece in. That's not enough for me, right? That's not enough. That's not enough for me to get up every morning and pray, right? That's not enough for me to stop what I'm doing in the middle of the day. But it's not enough for me to not eat pork and not listen to music and not turn up and not do all these things that you want to do that you're not doing because you love Allah, right? If you might not be there, why take that chance? And faith says he might not be there. He may not be there, but I have faith that he is. Certainty says there's no God but Allah. La ilaha illallah, there's no God but Allah, right? That's how your dua should be too, right? There's no God but Allah. Allah gives me everything. Not just gives me everything I have, not just gives me everything I need, not just gives me everything I want, gives me everything. Everything I ask for, Allah will give me, right? That's the kind of certainty, the kind of belief that we need to have, right? To be successful in this world. It's bottom line. Bottom line. If you don't have that kind of certainty, if you have faith, right? If you have faith, your belief is weak, right? Think about that. Think about that, right? If I'm wrong, let me know, debate me. Let's talk about it. Teach me, educate me, right? Have an open mind. Like I said, the reason why I pointed out who this person is, I want you to understand there's a Pakistani immigrant who I listen to him talk sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, I got, I know English, right? Like, yeah, this guy runs circles around me in Urdu, but I know this guy schooled me in my own language, right? That's deep. Please recite a salawat for him and his family. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa jafar. Very, very, very important that you surround yourself with people who speak about Allah. It is a true friend. Imam Hassan says, a true friend is one who brings you closer to Allah, right? If your friends aren't bringing you closer to Allah, you need to find new friends. That doesn't mean every one of them needs to be Muslim. I have some very good friends who are non-Muslim, and they bring me closer to Allah. They make me thankful to Allah. They inspire me, you know, give a shout out to them, you know, there's a number of them, make me better people, my basketball team, Dollars, Nick, Ryan, CAC, they're all great people. And, what do? We talk about God and we talk about being good people, right? And then, there's, Muslim homies, right? I was talking to someone last night, the Cash. He's on my basketball team too. He calls and talks to me about about Islam all the time. You know what I mean? Old friends that I have. I'm not gonna sit there and name drop you. This isn't Facebook where, oh look, I have 50 friends, and that's too little now, right? People have like 5,000 friends. You pull up at their birthday party, there's two people there, and you're one of them, right? You're like, wait a second, what happened to, right? So I'm not trying to. Like, the reason why I'm saying this is I'm acknowledging good people in my life, dude, and it's important to do. Sometimes look at your brother in the eye, your sister in the eye, look at your mom, your dad in the eye, and say, I appreciate you. You make me a better person. And I want to say to the people in my life, I appreciate you. Make me a better person, right? Um, teach me a lot about myself, teach me a lot about the goodness of this world, and give me faith in people, right? So this Naksh, right? Right? You look at this Naksh, right? If you those that are watching on YouTube, if you're listening to me, right? Take a minute, right? I'm gonna hold it up for a little bit, right? Whatever you're doing, just take a look at it for 1 second. It says glance at this Naksh. Look at it for 1 second. You don't need to study it. Just look at it, right? It says people who glance at this Naksh, right? You should do this in the morning, right? Honor will People honor and praise you, and you're have unexpected gains. How fun is that when you get a surprise, right? And that's what Thursday is about, right? Tonight, listen to Doi Kumel. Tonight is no Chundi. You know what that means? That means that uh, it's the first Thursday of the month, right? It happens every month, the first Thursday night, right? In Jumeirah, right? And as we know, the Islamic day, even the Jewish day, they start at sunset, right? That's when the next calendar day starts, right? So at that time, the first Thursday night of the month, the barriers in the skies, the cosmic barriers are removed. So our prayers get to Allah quicker, right? And get answered quicker. And Allah does this once a month out of His generosity. Out of His generosity, Allah does this. And so on this night of No Chandi in Ramadan, listen to Hadith Gisa, listen to Dua Kumel, listen to Surah Jummah, listen to Dua Iftitah, right? Pray for me, pray for my family, pray for my marhum, pray for all of our marhum, all of our families, right? Let's get into heaven together, man. That's the goal, isn't it? Um, where Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad with your further pray. Pray to your Lord. Speaking of prayer, let's do today's Ramadan prayer. Or is it? Um, just started to mention my basketball team. I have some sad news. We lost in the playoffs. I've been bragging about doing that three-peat. Been wearing my championship ring, telling everyone we're about to go back to back to back three-peat, guys. This is what we're gonna do, and we came up short. But you know that happens sometimes, right? Inshallah, we'll be back stronger than I'll tell you something. So at the end of the game, we had a chance to get back in it. We were down, I think 6 points. We just hit a three-pointer, get back in it. Other team was at the three-point line, and I prayed to Allah. I said, "Ya Allah, please help us pull out this win." And then we lost. That doesn't mean Allah didn't listen to my prayers. That means that what happened was best for me, better for me than the win would have been, right? And sometimes, Allah keeps you safe from yourself, and maybe winning that third chip would have made me even more convinced that I'm better than all y'all at basketball. Better teammate, better leader, better in the post. Got better guns. You know what I'm saying? It would have made me just look down at all you people trying to play basketball with me and say I don't know why I'm even on the court with you. Speaking of which, we have Ramadan runs that go on Saturdays. We do need another head, and we also have a rec room that we are renting with pool tables and foosball just for Ramzan vibes. Come and vibe with us, chill with us. It's 11 to 2 a.m., 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. on Saturdays. If you want the information, you can reach out to me or any of the homies, and we'll tell you where it's at. Come shoot pool. I'll beat you at pool. I'll beat you at basketball. I'll beat you at foosball. Whatever your game is, I got you. Don't worry. Um, Today's dua for Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa farajum. Bismillah. Allah send your blessings on Prophet Muhammad and the family of Prophet Muhammad and hasten his successor. Return my Imam to me quickly. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful. O Allah, on this day, please confer upon me with sound mentality and acumen, and take me away from foolishness and deception, and decide for me a share from each goodness that you descend on this day by your magnanimity, O most magnanimous of all of those who are magnanimous, right? Um, oh Allah, on this day, the third of Ramadan, right? On this day, please confer upon me with sound mentality and acumen. See, think about it yesterday. First dua was talking about accept my fast, right? And now as we develop, now we're talking about sound mentality, right? Think about how we're leading up to this dua, right? Oh Allah, on this day, please confer upon me with sound mentality and acumen. What's acumen? What is acumen, right? People read oh yeah, it says acumen, right? And I tell my daughters that, what does that mean? And they'll say, tell me the translation and don't know what it means. They'll say, go look it up, right? Acumen is good decision making, right? Good judgment, good decision making. Oh Allah, please confer with me sound mentality, right? Sound mind, right? People just started thinking about mental health in the past, like what, 10 years, less than that, right? Before that, if you were depressed, you were weak, right? And now if you're depressed, people care and they want to help you. Athletes can be overwhelmed, and I don't get overwhelmed, but especially not when I'm playing basketball. But on this day, mental health is important in Islam, right? Right. On this day, Allah, please confer upon me sound mentality and acumen, right? Sound mentality and judgment making, right? Decision making. Take me away from foolishness and deception. What does that mean? It means whoever we are, we're near foolishness and deception. Take us away from it, right? That might be ourselves. We might be the foolish ones and the deceptive ones that deceive ourselves, right? Whatever it is, Allah, take me away from it, right? And decide for me a share of each goodness that you descend on this day, right? Not just hey, give me what's good and give me good things, right? On this day, Allah, you're going to shower the earth with your benefits, different types of benefits, money, rain, food, respect, jokes, right? I want all of them. Give me share all of them, right? I'm bringing you the jokes today, right? So give me a little bit of all of it, right? Isn't that what humans want? I want everything. We got FOMO. Hey, why he got that? How I get this, right? Right? Allah, give me all of it today. Today, give me all of it. And by your magnanimity, that's a hard word to say. By your magnanimity. Oh, the most magnanimous of all those who are magnanimous. Magnanimous means forgiving and generous. Forgiving and generous. Forgiving literally means Rahman and Rahim, right? So Allah is magnanimous, right? And what's the saying here? Yeah, there are other people who are giving and forgiving, right? But Allah is the most of the most, right? Anybody gives you anything, Allah gives you more than they do. In fact, Allah gives you everything, right? Everything. If I give you something, right, it came from Allah, right? But that makes me generous. But that makes Allah more generous. You see what I'm saying? So understand who your Lord is. He is the most magnanimous of those who are magnanimous. And on this day, Allah, you're the most generous and you're going to give people things, including mercy, right? I want a share of all of it on this day, on this third of Ramzan. Ya Allah, please, 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 for those who are fasting, have a great fast. For those who aren't fasting, have a pious day. Have a pensive day, a reflexive day. There's many reasons for not fasting. Prophet Muhammad was one day traveling in Ramadan. It was towards the end of the day, and he asked for a bowl of water, and he offered it to his companions. So we're like, nah, nah, we're fasting, yo. Prophet's giving you something, dog. Take it, right? And they're like, no. They try to school the prophet. They're like, well, it's towards the end of the day, so we should finish our fast. Prophet Muhammad says to him, he's like, y'all are sinners. Until the day they died, people called them sinners. Why? Because they didn't listen to the prophet. Listen to your mom. Listen to your prophet. My dad would tell me when their mom comes, most people are going to follow him are going to be non-Muslims because non-Muslims are going to look at him and see how he lives his life and say, "Oh, that's not what Muslims do." Let me tell you what Muslims do, Imam. Right? Be open to change. Be open to changing your ways. We are set in our ways. Be open to changing it. And if you're open to doing that, maybe if Shaq had started shooting underhand free throws, right? Maybe he would have been better at shooting free throws. You know what I'm saying? Open to changing your ways, dude. Like do it. You know what I'm saying? So we always need to be improving and learning. If you're perfect, right? You're wrong. There's 14 perfect personalities that have ever been created since the beginning of time, and you're not one of them. I guarantee you. There might be one, inshallah, one person listening. That might be one of them, and they start lifting him up. But other than that, like none of us are near it, and every day we should strive for it, and every moment of your life can be the perfect moment of your life if you're doing something good with your moment of your life, right? So do good things, be good to people, have good intentions, right? Very important. Oh Allah, on this day please confirm upon me with sound mentality and acumen slash decision making and judgment. Take me away from foolishness and deception, and decide for me a share of each goodness that you descend on this day. Every piece of goodness that you send, Allah, I want a share of it by your magnanimity, the most magnanimous of all those who are magnanimous, right? So we do today. We look at this Naksh, and then we say Ya Razako 308 times. And what happens when you do that? You get an increase in sustenance. Ya Razako means the giver of sustenance, my sustainer. Oh, the sustainer. Oh, the giver of sustenance. Oh, he who gives me food. Oh, he who gives me water. Oh, he who gives me health. Oh, he who forgives my sins. Oh, he who gives me life. Oh, he who gives me strength. Oh, he who gives me my championship rings. Oh, he who gives me my friends. Oh, he who gives me my children, my sustenance. Everything I have comes from you. Ya Razako, Ya Razako, Ya Razako, Ya Razako, Ya Razako, Ya Razako. 308 times, Ya Razako, right? You recite this and think about who your sustainer is, who your Lord is, what he does for you. And today you will have an increase in your sustenance. How beautiful is that, right? When you do that, pray for me. Pray for me too. It's going to work. It works. It worked on me. I know it did. I know it did. And I know it continues too. And the weeks when I get up late and I don't do my namaz, or I get up and I'm distracted and I don't do this amal in the morning, I get bummed out because I know I wasted a day, dude. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, if I don't look at I don't do my morning duas, I wasted a day, So I was talking to my homie last night, right? I was talking to someone. May God bless him and his family. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. And I was telling him about mornings, right? So now when you get up in the morning, a couple things you should do. One is before your eyes open, you know that period when you get up, you're like, man, I'm up. Your eyes are closed. You're like, oh, maybe it's like 1:30 a.m. I could go back to sleep. You open up, no, it's 7. No, right? That time, right? When you wake up before your eyes are open, right? You should recite Wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah wa hil aliyyul azim. There's no strength nor power except Allah the High and the Mighty, right? There's no strength nor power except Allah the High and the Mighty. You should recite that before you even open your eyes 10 times, right? Now, I know it's hard to remember to do that first thing in the morning, right? So do it as soon as you remember it, right? You might remember when you're brushing your teeth, when you're on your way to work, before lunch, the first couple of days. And as the day go on, you remember earlier, 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 and that'll be your habit as soon as you wake up. Next thing you do, get out of bed from the right side of the bed, right? They say, oh, got up on the wrong side of the bed. That's actually a thing. You should get up, right? If you're sleeping, whatever, the right side of the bed, the right side, get out of bed from the right side of the bed, right? Step down and thank Allah, right? And then spend your morning in meditation and pensiveness, all right? Your stress is going to be there. Your schoolwork's going to be there. Your fam is going to be there. Your work is going to be there. Your traffic is going to be there, right? You know, sports talk radio, sports news is going to be there. Your team probably lost last night, especially if you're a Laker fan, or a Bulls fan, I guess, right? I think my team loses all the time, right? Whatever. Anyways, it's going to be there, dude. So what you do is you start praying, right? Yakabiro, the Most High, right? 100 times. My dad also said do it 110, so do it 110 times, right? Yakabiro, 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 the Most High, the Most High, the Most High, right? That's for your respect, right? People look at you with respect if you do that. Ya Raphael, 110 times Ya Raphael. That means the exalted one. Exalted means revered, looked up to, hyped up, the exalted one. You know what I mean? Ya Raphael, Ya Raphael, Ya Raphael, right? Do that. Ya Razako, right? 308 times a day, recite it, you know, 100 times, every day, right? And on Thursday, do it 308, or every day, do it 308, right? But Ya Razako, oh my sustainer, right? Ya Qudus, oh the most holy, right? That's when you recite that 100 times, it uh, takes away your stress. Ya Hakim, that means the wise. Do that 100 times, and school, work, whatever, will be easy for you, right? The most wise, going to help you out, right? These are things you do in the morning, right? Listen to Surah Waqia, right? Find a really peaceful recitation of Surah Rahman. Do these things in the morning, right? I'll tell you another Amal, really good one. Yeah, and you know Surah Nasr, um, then recite that. If you don't know Surah Nasr, then you should learn it, and you recite it 41 times, and you will have an um, amazing day. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. That's Surah Nasr. And you want to do that um 41 times. And you do that 41 times, you are going to have an amazing day. I'm going to do the translation to it right now. Surah Nasr, I'll tell you a little bit about it. According to Divine Pearls, the surah was revealed in Medina and has 3 ayats. It is narrated that whoever sets a surah in compulsory prayers will also be victorious over his enemies. That's probably why I beat you all at basketball. On the day of judgment, he will be given a book in which he'll be writing that he is free from hellfire. See that? I'm going to get this book, inshallah. Recitation of the surah and prayers ensures that their prayers are accepted. Hey, that's another good reason to learn it. One who recites the surah frequently is held in the same status as those who were with the Prophet when Makkah was conquered. That's kind of good status, right? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Idha ja'a nasrullahi wal fath. When there comes the help of Allah and the victory. وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا. And you see men entering the religion of Allah in companies. فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْهُ إِنَّهُ كَانَ تَوَّابًا. Then celebrate the praise of your Lord and ask for his forgiveness. Surely he is oft returning to mercy, right? In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. When there comes the help of Allah and the victory, and you see men entering the religion of Allah in companies, then celebrate his praise of your Lord and ask his forgiveness. Surely he is oft returning to mercy. Right? That's the meaning of it. Should study these, right? It's each and every word should understand why it's there. What it means in that context, right? But I'm not going to get into that today. I apologize. But 41 times, right? If you can do that, right? And if you do those things in the morning, right? At least most of them, you're gonna have an amazing day. You can be protected. Oh, and Aitul Kursi, right? Aitul Kursi very important too, right? If you do those every morning, right, you're not gonna have a bad day in your life. I guarantee it, right? I know. I'm a very high stress, life person. I load up my plate with too many things, and then have a million things I need to do. Don't sleep enough, and you know these are the things I do to make sure that life is great, right? Although these are generosity that our sustainer, our Razak, Ya Razak, our sustainer. Everything we have comes from Allah. Everything we've ever been given comes from Allah. Everything we want, every thought in our head, right, comes from Allah, right? Right. The multiverse comes from Allah, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? Who else could have created something so amazing other than the most magnanimous, the best of all creators, right? It's important, right? And that's why every day we're going to talk about the names of Allah, what Allah calls himself in the Quran that was revealed to us in this month of Ramadan, right? Poetry, very important to us, right? The way Allah taught us, Allah could have sent a hologram coming out of a rock and spoken to us, right? But instead he sent a book and said, yo, you learn to read. And this is not, these are beautiful words recited in poetry, right? To teach you, right? Everything you need to know about this world and the hereafter, right? That's it. Hada kitabu la rayba fihi hudan lil muttaqin. What is the Quran? Hada kitabu la rayba. It is a book. It is knowledge. It is for the pious, right? Right? You don't know what the Quran is? Open it up and read it. First chapter, it'll say the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, right? Then what? Say Allah is. No, it'll say all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, most beneficent, most merciful, right? Surah Fatiha, right? It's a prayer, right? First chapter is a prayer to Allah. And the next thing, you're like, wait, what am I reading? This is the book. This is a book. There's knowledge, right? There's a book. What's it a book about? It's a book of knowledge. Who's it for? Right? Those who believe in the unseen, those who are pious, right? And that's it. If you don't believe in the unseen, if you're not pious, this is not the book for you, right? Hey, look at that. Time flies, yo. We're at 6:52 already. Sun's coming up. I want to talk about. I was worried I didn't have anything to talk about this morning. When's that ever been the case, right? No, don't shut up. This is true, my friend, but y'all listening to me, so or maybe you're not. Who knows? I'm talking to myself. I used to do that. My father used to say, hey, come out, give a speech in English. And I look around the hall and there'd be nobody there. Be like, what? Yeah, go talk. Come on. So time for the English speech. I was scared of my dad, so I didn't argue with him. I was all right, I'm ready. And I'd go, and it would be me and my dad. And my dad would do, he'd get up and walk out of the room, right? So I'd be giving a speech to nobody, but I gave it, right? So I don't care if y'all listening, not listening. I'm up, I'm doing this, I'm in. We're in it. Um, Hold on. There was one thing. Okay. Meaning of the word Ramadan, right? Meaning of the word Ramadan. This is from a book. It's called The Divine Principle, Divine Right on Principles. It's on al-Islam.org. That's a website that has books, Shia books. And usually I find that that's a good resource for, sharpening your knowledge, obtaining new knowledge, learning history, learning about Islam, right? There's a Shia Vault, Shia Multimedia, and alislam.org. Those are three websites that have pretty good books. There's a lot of resources out there. And in this book, right, it says the meaning of the word Ramadan. The root word of Ramadan in Arabic is Ramaz, that implies strong shining of the sun on pebbles. The strong rays of the sun shining on pebbles. Okay. And Arabs named the various months according to the conditions at the time which they occurred. The month of fasting, which was coincident with the peak of the heat, right? So it was hottest during the month of fasting, right? The heat on the pebble. So they named it Ramadan, Ramad, right? Another account states that Ramadan is one of the names of Allah, right? That's why we're instructed not to refer to the month of fasting as Ramadan, but the month of Ramadan, month of fasting. Okay. And yet, and this is kind of cool. And yet, a third account, the month of fasting is called Ramadan because it burns away the sins, right? Burns away the sins. That's what Allah created Ramadan. There's another. Um, okay, this is by. Okay, here. This is one of the quotes about Ramadan. And the rite of fasting that you should know it as a veil. This is, I believe, from the Quran, right? And the rite of fasting is that you should know it as a veil, which God has set up over your tongue, your hearing, your sight, your private parts, your stomach, to protect you from the fire, right? Meaning is asserted in this tradition. Fasting is a shield against the fire. Thus, if your parts became tranquil with the veil of fasting, you have hopes of being protected. But if you leave them agitated behind the veil, let them lift the sides of the veil. They look at things that are not lawful for for them to look at that incite lust and powers that are beyond the limits of God being God fearing. You will not be safe from tearing through the veil and coming out of it. And there's no power but God. Um, O ye who believe, fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed to those before you, that ye may learn self restraint. So eat and drink and cool thine. So eat, drink, and cool thine eye. And if thou dost see any man say, I have vowed to fast to God most gracious, and this day I will enter no talk with any human being, right? Um, this is a time of year that Allah created for our benefit, right? So we could learn self-restraint, right? When you learn self-restraint, the strength you get to do anything else in the world is it's astounding, right? And it gives us strength and it removes our sins and burns away our sins, right? I say right a lot. I realized I was listening to my thing, my morning show, the show. So who are you kidding? Um, I know a lot of people are listening to it in the afternoon. I'm gonna continue to do it in the morning because I think the morning vibes are nice. I think they're inspirational. Um, Continue to do that. It's really important that we pray together, that we pray for each other, that we support each other, that we hold each other up. Again, if I ever say anything offensive, insensitive, wrong, especially wrong, let me know. Let me know, and I'll do a correction. I make mistakes all the time, and this is just something that um, it's supposed to be there to help people, not to deceive people. And so I don't ever want to lead anyone astray. I don't want to take that responsibility on. But in this month of Ramadan, it's very, very important that we take care of each other, that we look out for each other. As we read yesterday in Prophet Muhammad's sermon, if you want the hellfire to be cool on you, to not hit you, then feed somebody, open somebody's fast with a date or water, right? When you go to the masjid, you see an elder waiting in line for tea, go get tea for them, right? You see somebody looking for water, go give them water. Take some water to the masjid and pass it out. Do little things. Little things are going to help you on the day of judgment, and that's what Ramadan is here for. Telling you, take advantage of it, is going to be gone. We're already on day 3. We're 1/10 of Ramadan is gone. Soon we're going to be talking 25% of Ramadan will be gone. That just happens and it flies by. And when it's gone, you'll be happy that it's Eid and you're going to be eating and you're going to be all feeling bloated because you haven't eaten in the daytime in a while. But we're gonna miss Ramadan and we're gonna wonder if it's gonna come back. Wonder if it's gonna come back. Inshallah, we'll have another Ramadan. Right? The first 10 days of Ramadan are holy. The next 10 days of Ramadan are holier. The last 10 days of Ramadan are the holiest. That's how Allah set it up so you could get into the groove of things. Right now we're just getting into the flow of Ramadan. And inshallah, by the last 10 days we'll be Ramadaning big time. Right, the Ramadan vibes will be strong. Before we send off, let's say a prayer. Our living Imam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajjal farajahum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma kulli waliyaka al-Hujjat ibn al-Hassan. O Allah, shower blessings on the chosen one, your proof, your Hujjah, son of al-Hassan. Blessings on his forefathers, every single one, and on him in this hour we're in, and every other hour, because he is our guardian, protector, leader, and helper. And I, a proof, make him live on earth in obedience to you. Cause him to live in it for a long time. Recite the loudest salawat for Imam Muhammad Mehdi Sahibu Zaman alayhi salam al-Qaim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa farajum. I guess that wasn't the loudest salawat I could do, but there'd be people sleeping. All right, I'm gonna sign off. I will see you tomorrow, inshallah. Listen, when you open your rosa today, before you say that date, right? Before you say Allahumma laka samtu wa la rizqaka wa alayka tawakkaltu, oh Allah, I've observed fast for you and I'm ending it with your sustenance and rely on you, right? That's what Allah, that's what Allahumma laka samtu wa la rizqaka wa alayka tawakkaltu. See, today's word of the day, risk, it's in there, right? Your sustenance and rely on you. Allah is our sustainer. Before you open your rosa, pray at that time. I know you're hungry, you're excited, you right. I'm not saying pray namaz. Obviously, do your namaz first before you eat. It's so hard to do it after you eat. Your body just shuts down, and you just want to sit there and not move for a while, right? Just do your namaz. You'll feel so good about it. Later on, after you eat, you'll be like, well, I got nothing to do right now, right? Um, I want you to ask for dua, anything you want, and it's going to happen. It's going to come true, right? So think about your dua all day, plan it out, write it down, get excited about it. You should get excited. It's like when you're going to ask your boss for a raise, when you're going to ask your teacher to raise your grade, right? You're like, oh yeah, I'm so excited. I'll go talk to them today, right? Tonight, you're going to talk to Allah. You're going to tell him what you want. He's going to give it to you, right? So plan it out, make a list. Here's what I want, right? I want you to pray for your brother Komal. Okay, pray for me and my family. Pray for my mother's health. Pray for my father's forgiveness. Pray for my forgiveness. All right. Pray that Allah grants my prayers. Right. Pray that the eight ballers, my basketball team, comes back stronger than ever, and we run that three-peat that we've been trying to do. Right. I want you to pray for me, please. Right. Be a homie, all of you. Right. Be good. Be good to Coco. Pray for me. You know what I'm saying? I need prayers. My children, my family. Not just do I need prayers, I need your prayers, right? And I will pray for you, right? Iltamasa dua. Let's do that, right? This is a brotherhood of love, friendship, right? Let's do it together. So whatever your struggles are today, may Allah make the burden of your struggles easy and fill your day with joy, with happiness, with goodness, with nearness to Him, right? And inshallah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Bar Muhammad wa